The Game of the Year Awards. Every year, I stand here in my basement on camera and I nominate the games that I believe will win the categories in which they are voted on. But this is the first year where I'm nominated for Content Creator of the Year. Yeah, I know, no one's buying that. And I gotta be honest, I don't know if this is Nintendo's year, which is kind of crazy because it is their year, really. I mean, they released the Switch 2 and there's been a bazillion games come out for it, a lot of first-party stuff, but I don't think any of it has really knocked it out of the park. I mean, even Mario Kart World kind of had a smattering of applause and then it died out pretty quickly. And I just don't know if Nintendo can bring home many wins this year. And it actually seems pretty clear that another game is an absolute lock to sweep this year. However, Nintendo, you also don't seem to care about game awards at all, so I don't think you mind. Oh, and by the way, I got really passionate somewhere in this video and promised that I would give one of my subscribers $1,000. I'm not lying. I'll explain more later. Just subscribe now, because you might win $1,000. Okay. Best esports athlete. I don't know any of those people. Zach, take the clip of what I said about esports games from last year and just put it into this video so I don't have to repeat myself. Best esports game. Zach, could you do me a favor? Could you put best esports games from last year here? I'm pretty sure it's almost exactly the same as last year. It's always the same games. It's always the same 5 games. Okay, all right, now, okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Every single year I've ever done this, I voted for a random person here because I don't know any of them. But I kind of love Burnt Peanut. I'm not even kidding. I have been watching his streams religiously every single night. Definitely the funniest streamer I think I've ever watched. It's insane and he deserves it all. He's awesome. Okay, most anticipated game. I mean, this is just not why are we even here? I mean, nothing is going to compete with GTA 6. I can't wait for it to come out in 2029. I know usually when I pop up in a green screen in a video like this, it means it's a sponsor, but don't worry, it is. Raycon. We're doing a lot of looking back at the past, video games in the 90s. Can you imagine going back then and telling people about these wireless over-the-air audio bone conductor, bone-shaking earphones? I mean, these would have blown my mind when I was a kid in the 90s and the 2000s. All of my earbuds were wired. Anyway, sorry, wow. I'm so old. I keep ranting about old things. Let's talk about these new things. So holidays are coming up. You're looking for a cool new gift for somebody? Keep your ears open for these bad boys. Also, Black Friday and Cyber Monday, with Raycon offering up to 30% off across all of their products. These Raycon bone conductors give you crystal clear audio over your ear by sending vibrations through your bones. They're perfect for multitasking, cleaning around the house, or going for a walk. You got 13 hours of battery life. They're waterproof and dustproof. Raycon offers you premium quality audio at half the price of other premium audio brands. It's affordable while maintaining the quality. Raycon has like over 3 million satisfied customers with thousands of 5-star reviews. I wouldn't be here still working with them if I didn't confidently believe in them. Go check out the website, www.raycon.com/BeatEmUpsBC, or use my code down below. Get yourself up to 30% off on all of their products. You can get it for you. You can buy it for someone for Christmas if you already have a pair. It all has a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you don't want it and you don't like it, you can just return it. What else do you want? Best adaptation. It's obviously not going to be Minecraft movie. I feel like that would be crazy. Last of Us Season 1 was really good. It was awesome. I really liked it. I couldn't even get through the first episode of Season 2. I hated it. Maybe it's because I hate the second game and I tried so hard to block that out of my mind. But even the changes they made in that first episode of Season 2 were pissing me off because it wasn't like the game and it felt like they were trying to justify the terrible storytelling that was about to happen. Devil May Cry was an incredible anime. Like, forget adaptation. I think it was just one of the best animes I've seen. The fact that it is Devil May Cry steps it up a billion notches for me because I grew up playing those games. Devil May Cry 1 was the first non-Nintendo game that I really sunk my teeth into and I fell in love with. It's why I love hack and slash games. I actually do feel pretty confident that's gonna win. Best multiplayer. Oh. Ooh, what a great lineup of games, truly. I honestly think the winner here is Arc Raiders. But Split Fiction being the follow-up game to It Takes Two, a wonderful, super fun fantasy sci-fi adventure that I played through with Kim and we absolutely adored it. It's great. Peak, I honestly think might be the second shoe-in here next to Arc Raiders because it blew up on Steam this year. An insane amount of concurrent players for just a little indie game made by a couple of people. I played it on stream with Bob and Fried Biscuits and we had a great time with it. And then Battlefield 6, which finally dethroning Call of Duty and putting out a really cool game. I gotta be honest, Elden Ring's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I didn't like it. That's not why I liked the Souls games. It's not really why I liked Elden Ring. And I haven't heard much about it since it released, so I don't think I'm alone in that. But Arc Raiders has just exploded on the scene. It is breaking Steam records and game player concurrent records. Burnt Peanut, my new favorite streamer, is streaming it every night, and it's so much fun to watch him play it. And Bob and Fried Biscuits and I have been playing it every night. We are addicted to it. It is so much fun. It is the most time I've put into a non-Nintendo game this year for sure. I find it weird they combine sports and racing. I know that they're both sporting adjacent, I guess, but they feel like just two very different categories. If you like soccer games, you're not necessarily going to like Mario Kart. Mario Kart World definitely fell off for me. Like, it gave you all these characters, it gave you this giant map, and it gave you this polish in the animation with so much potential that under-delivered. There just wasn't enough things to do. There wasn't as many online options with friends. It was a giant missed opportunity and really fell flat. That said, I still think baseline has more fun racing mechanics than Sonic Racing, even though it's really close for me. So I'm gonna go Mario Kart World just based on I think it has more polish than the other games in the category. Best Sim Strategy. Sid Meier's is not gonna win this category. Just go to Steam and look at the reviews. Like, it is not well received. The community was not happy with the changes they made. I think there's just a lot of love and nostalgia in Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm only hedging because it's a remaster, and in my mind that knocks off a little bit of points. But it's so well done, and it is one of the best tactic games of all time. So, you know what? I don't even know why I'm hesitating. Best family game. I feel like, if I remember correctly, Nintendo does often win the best family category anyway. They usually take this one home. That said, Lego Party I haven't played. Lego Voyages I have. Kim and I liked it, but it wasn't anything amazing. Mario Kart World is definitely up with a chance here. So is Sonic Racing. When I first looked at Split Fiction here, I wasn't leaning towards it, but the more I think about it and It Takes Two, it's a game that I played with Kim because we had so much fun with It Takes Two. We had so much fun with Split Fiction, and I think a lot of people lean towards either a really close friend to play a whole game together like this or a family member. I'm actually leaning very heavily into that, but also Donkey Kong. Even though Donkey Kong doesn't really scream family game for me like something like Mario Kart does, I do think it's the best game out of these 6 games. So for me, it's Donkey Kong, and I think that's what's going to win. I also think that because Donkey Kong is up for Game of the Year and it's just not going to get it, I already have an absolute lock-in for that. So I think they're going to give Donkey Kong the bone here. I think this is where Donkey Kong is going to get its award as in family game. Okay, all right, okay, all right. Listen up here, ladies and gentlemen. Now we need to give away the gambit a little bit. Now we need to get into the weeds. Now I need to talk to you about something here real quick. I told you that I had a lock for this year, right? Here's something that I talk about every year. And Zach, if you want to roll the clip, you can. Best RPG. Here we are. We're here. Ladies and gentlemen, the 5 nominees are Dragon's Dogma 2, Elden Ring, Final Fantasy, Like a Dragon, and Metaphor. Now, immediately, you can completely rule out, no matter what your opinion is on these, Dragon's Dogma 2 and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, because neither of those are nominated for Game of the Year, and all the other 3 are. So if one of those other 2 are a better RPG, why is that RPG not in the running for Game of the Year, and the other 3 are? And now, if you look here at Best RPG, Avowed, Monster Hunter Wilds, and The Outer Worlds 2, all 3 of those are not up for Game of the Year. You following me? So they can't be the best RPG, because if they win Best RPG, where Claire Obscure and Kingdom Come are both RPGs, then why are those in the Game of the Year and not the other ones? You see what I'm saying? And I say it every year, and honestly, I'm a broken record. Now, Kingdom Come is up for Game of the Year as well. In saying that, it's just not gonna win it. It's just not even got a snowball's chance in hell. I know the game is great. That's why it's up for Game of the Year. But Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is one of the best games I have played in my life. It was the greatest game that I played this year. Absolutely breathtaking in every sense of the word. It hit every nail on the head. The gameplay was transformative. It gave you a turn-based RPG in a new, fresh way like I've never seen before. Like, the closest thing that you can compare it to is Persona games in its style and its movement, but then you can also add in the timed counters and attacks like in the Mario and Luigi RPG series, but then you also add in that every single character has a completely different and expansive play style. There's so much customization and there's so much uniqueness and there's so many ideas I've never seen explored in the gameplay before. And that's just the gameplay. Then you go to the music, which is absolutely phenomenal and will probably win Best Music of the Year when we get there. Then you go to the visuals, where they were absolutely gorgeous and I couldn't look any better, in the weird artistic art direction. Literally artistic, because it's all about paintings and this creepy thing off in the distance counting down every single year as people vanish and disappear. And now we're getting into the story, which was also just so mystifying and gave you so many questions off the rip, and then it kept answering some things, but then that would present even more questions and even more mysteries. The amount of content that was there for, I think, like a $40 or $50 game too. It wasn't even a full price game. It's technically an indie game as well. If you can believe that, it's an indie game. It's not even a big AAA. This game did things that even AAA studios can't do. This game is a love letter to video games. It's a love letter to old school Final Fantasy and RPGs. It's a love letter to anybody that's ever enjoyed what a video game is at its heart and at its core and at its soul. And I enjoyed every single second of it. Coupled with the fact, and this is completely removed, but I will never forget it, that my son was just born as this game came out. And when my son was born and he was a tiny little baby and we got him home from the hospital, all he did was sleep. And my wife and I, we traded shifts. I stayed up all night long for like 12 hours and I would play games. I actually have a photo of me playing PlayStation 5 with his hand on the controller that I posted on Twitter. And that game that I was playing at that moment was Expedition 33. I played that whole game on my night shifts with my son. We played that together. It was technically his first ever video game. I can't wait to play it again one day. Like, it is phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. And Zach, you can leave that whole rant in the way that it is, because I've never been so impressed by a video game and a work of art. That said, I do think Outer Worlds 2 is gonna win. Yeah, obviously I'm pretty passionate about that one. There's no way it doesn't win. In fact, you know what? And I'm doing it again right now. I did it with Elden Ring, I'm pretty sure, where I was so confident that I put $1,000 on the line. I'll do it again right now. I am so confident that Expedition 33 is gonna win. If it doesn't, I will give $1,000 to somebody that subscribed to me. And I'm not making that up. I will do it and I will post proof on Twitter. So subscribe. All right, best action adventure. I will say I still haven't got around to playing Ghost of Yotai, but I did play Death Stranding, Hollow Knight, Indiana Jones, and Split Fiction. We've talked about Split, great game, not winning this category. I'm one of those weird people that absolutely adore and love Death Stranding. I'm surprised Kojima made a sequel, because this game is larger than life. This game's like a movie in a video game. That said, I know it's really niche and I don't think it's the best. Indiana Jones I liked, I didn't love. That's all I'm gonna say about that, but I appreciated the quality of it. I'm beating around a silky songy bush here, but it's Hollow Knight. I had a moment where I did think to myself, before I locked in Expedition 33 in my mind, could Silksong actually win? And I do think that Silksong is the closest second. I think Silksong is the one that could dethrone Expedition 33 if anyone can. I just don't think that it can. Even though Hollow Knight is incredible and obviously broke Steam store and all the gaming markets when it went live, it actually hit a little bit more of mixed reviews than the first Hollow Knight did. Even though I made a video about Silksong being too hard, if you watch the video, I actually talk about how I love that it's too hard. But it was a barrier for a lot of people that they couldn't push past. Still very good, of course, and still one of the best games we've seen. I just think Expedition 33 is able to match it or beat it in its level of quality in almost every way. And I'm talking about Expedition 33 again. I need to focus on this category. It is still one of my favorite games of the year. Obviously, it also came to Switch, so it was a game that I got to play on my Switch 2. It's a game that I will play multiple times for the rest of my life. It's also a game that was made by 3 people in my hometown of Adelaide. Best action game. I'm pretty sure that out of these 5, only one of them are up for Game of the Year, so we can probably cut to the chase and just give it to the winner. I do want to talk about a couple of these games though. Doom Dark Ages actually disappointed me a little. I don't know if that's a unpopular or popular opinion. I didn't really hear many people talk about it. I went into this one really excited for the medieval of it all and the shield and the vibe, and then it was a weirdly like semi-open world type game, and the pacing got really slowed down by that. But I don't think there's anything that can dethrone Hades 2. I mean, it's the Game of the Year. It's up for Game of the Year. I don't need to justify it. Hades 1 is in my top 5 indie games of all time. Hades 2 stepped it up a notch over Hades 1, giving you essentially as much content that was in that first game times 3. Not only is there a whole hell that you can descend into, but there's a whole heavenly side that you can descend up, each with varying different bosses and enemies and different ways to tackle it with all these new items and abilities that you have. I would almost even say that for Game of the Year, Hades 2 and Silksong could be neck and neck in my opinion. I'm a massive VR fan, and every year I have really strong opinions on VR. I love to hype it up. However, with everything happening this year, certain things in my gaming repertoire had to be dropped. Despite the fact that I think all of these look really interesting and I would try them all, my guess is Deadpool will win this because it's the one I heard so much about and the gameplay I saw looked really awesome. I'm not going to vote on games I haven't played. That seems unfair. But if I had to guess what's going to win, I think Marvel's Deadpool is going to take it home. Best mobile game. I've not heard of a single one of these. I mean, I've heard of Destiny and I've heard of Sonic and I've heard of Persona, but I've never heard of any of these. I can't tell you. Best debut indie game. I apologize to everybody watching who has played Blueprints because I have heard so much about this game and so many people that know me have begged me to play this because it does look like something I would adore. That said, it's not up for Game of the Year, but Expedition 33 is. So by default, that one obviously wins. It's also the only one here that I've played, and also you heard me gush about it. Even if I played these other ones, you think I'm gonna change my mind? Best indie game. All of these are fantastic. I mean, I haven't played this one, but Ball X Pit, I've been playing on my Switch too. I love it. Blueprints, we just talked about, and then these 3, which we just spent the last 20 minutes talking about. Anyway, it's Claire Obscure. Ugh. Zach? Final Fantasy Online, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky. Those are always in this category. Hey, hi, welcome back. Yeah, it's the same 5 games every year. I mean, I think No Man's Sky should win it every year. They released another huge update this year that lets you actually explore your personal ship. You can get out and walk around your personal ship and expand it and customize it and invite other players into it. I think I always vote No Man's Sky and then it never wins. But man, the community support on No Man's Sky is unmatched. Innovation and accessibility, I don't know because I don't use those features, so I typically skip this category. It's always great to see that these games are nominated because that means these games thought of those innovations and accessibility, but in that said, I don't know. Ooh, this is a stacked one. Okay, I haven't played Ghost, so we can roll that out. Silent Hill F, I also still haven't got around to playing. It's definitely between Troy because he did an incredible Harrison Ford interpretation of Indiana Jones. I mean, I'm pretty sure even Harrison Ford was blown away by it. But Expedition 33 had some of the best writing and dialogue and actors that voiced that writing and dialogue and did such a great job at their roles. I think I'm getting drawn towards either Ben Starr or Charlie Cox. I just think they both nailed those characters. I really don't know. They all did so. This is really tough. I'm gonna go Ben Starr. It could honestly be anyone in this category though. That's a really, really big one this year. Best audio design. I always get this wrong. When I play a video game, I'm often swept off my feet by the music, but I feel like audio as a whole is not something I pay super close attention to. And I can think about Claire and be like, oh my gosh, the music, or even Death Stranding and think about all the wacky creatures and designs and monsters and people and how they all like came out of the goop and the sounds of the Death Stranding even. But then it could easily be something like Battlefield 6, which just delivers this incredible battlefield detailed audio of things exploding and jets flying overhead. I really don't know how you quantify this. Just so that Claire doesn't absolutely sweep here, I'm gonna give my pick to Death Stranding. Hopefully that wins something. Best scoring and music, already said more than I need to about this. I think it's Expedition 33. I really do. Oh, it's so good. This one, when it hit that first time you fight Monaco, I was blown away. I just sat there. I put the controller down. That was the moment. So rare. I can't even think of another time I've put the controller down and just sat back and really had a moment where I realized this game has it all. Best art direction. I think it's going to be Claire, but I think there's a lot to say for Death Stranding for sure. The amount of different like creatures and monsters and designs and characters and the way the characters are dressed. The vibe of it is so strange. Yotai, I know people were sharing some really gorgeous clips of riding around, but I wasn't necessarily any more impressed than I was playing like Red Dead Redemption 2 for the first time back in the day. It's Claire again, and that's what I mean by this is just sweeping at this point. Best narrative. Oh God, I could have a little bit of a conversation about Death Stranding and how I do really like the story, but it's just Claire. It's just Claire. Like the narrative is absolutely unmatched. Best game direction. It's Claire. It's Claire. And then I think finally we're at Game of the Year, and it's just the quickest conversation I've ever had to have. Even with Baldur's Gate 3 versus Tears of the Kingdom, I had to convince my audience. I had to tell and find a way to break through to them that as much as I love Tears of the Kingdom, as much as we love Nintendo and Zelda, that it didn't have a snowball's chance in hell at beating Baldur's Gate 3. There's no conversation needs to be had. It just is an outstanding once in a generation type experience and video game. If we were to break it down a little, Death Stranding's too niche and isn't going to get enough votes based on just how unique it is as much as I adore it. Kingdom Come, people like that game. I'm actually a little surprised to see it here over a couple other things that I would have picked personally, but it's still a great game. Donkey Kong, I feel bad I haven't really talked about it enough, but I mean, look, this is like the second time it's come up in the Game Awards. A lot of people were saying it should have got music nominations. As much as I thought the songs were cute and Pauline's dance breaks really gave life to the game, but they weren't like these big orchestral pieces of art. And I know there's a lot of people watching right now that know for sure that it's Silksong, or like they think that Silksong has a chance to beat it. And again, I think out of all of them here, Silksong does have that chance. It's not going to. And if this video has convinced you to do anything, I hope it's to play Expedition 33 if you haven't already. Okay, man, I'm passionate about that. I didn't think I would get that heated. I have little issues with the Game of the Year awards. I have things that I would tweak here or there, but for the most part, I really do feel like Jeff listens every year to the criticism and tries to make it better next year. I always live stream them. This year, I think it's December 11 or something. If I'm wrong, Zach, fix it on the screen. So I'll go live on YouTube and Twitch. It's not only a fun night of awards and people being really awkward on stage for us to laugh at and Kratos giving a 10-minute speech. It's like an end of the year E3 where they reveal a ton of games and first world premiere trailers for all kinds of cool and fun things. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to win $1,000. You won't, but you might. And I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye. Love you. Bye.